Hi, this is Mark Salisbury at TuitionFit, and I'm here with David Hess, a school counselor at Elgin High School. David, tell me how you got into working with students to help them through the college process.
Yeah, so that's obviously part of our duties is to help students with the post-secondary plans. And we have a lot of first generation students, so a lot of them are unfamiliar with what's next. So I've really become passionate about helping them understand what opportunities they are, figuring out who they are, what they want to be. And so as I dug more into that, I've just continued to look for more resources and more opportunities to help them with the process.
How does price transparency play out in your world?
So I think there's maybe one example that illustrates this best. And so I discovered this resource in Mark and TuitionFit. And I had a student who wanted to be an educator. She wanted to be a Spanish teacher. And she was looking at schools like a Carthage and other privates that are great schools, but cost was really important to her. She didn't have much money for college. Her parents didn't have much money. So I found that TuitionFit and the resource, what's great about it is it shows exactly what they would pay. So then another in-state school that's maybe more of an education school, the difference was substantial. We're talking like 20,000 to 700. So having that resource that you can explicitly show them the data based on factual information that look at this significant difference. As we know, part of the problem with this process is students look at the colleges for the academic fit, which is important. But then the financial piece comes in later on in the process, often after they've applied. So really, then I found that helping this tool, not after the application process, but using this to help them understand if financial is important, then that should be on the front end. We should figure out where we're going to apply based on what the financial fit's going to be.
Yeah, that's a great story, and it's so true. Financial stuff, especially for students, first generation students, lower income students, the financial thing is everything. And if they can't see that the price of that school is going to be for them matches what they need it to be, there's sort of no point in pretending to drag them through this process.
Right.
What are some of tell me another story about using TuitionFit with your students. I know you use it a lot. So what's another situation where you've used TuitionFit with a student?
Yeah, there's so many that come to mind. Another one is a student, and he was looking to go out of state. And again, price was really important to them. So many of the students and the families are new to this process. You know, you grow up and you go to the high school where you live. There's nearly not a choice. There's not a process to it. So understand that college, there's choice out there. There's differences in academic programs and certainly obviously the cost. So then they're pretty set on Iowa State, but I said, let's check out TuitionFit. Let's see what other are. And other schools came up. And I know I've heard you say this, Mark, that it's also good at kind of giving you confirmation that the price you're paying is a fair price. So it really helps those students then understand and give them more confidence so that you're not sitting there in college and going, man, could I have gotten a better deal? Now, you know, for sure, maybe couldn't have. So it was another school that was a little bit lower price. And I believe they used that to negotiate a lower package, but it also gave them confirmation, you know what, the place I'm going is worth more, 5,000 more. Maybe it's not worth 20, but it is worth 5,000 more. And now I know, I kind of get an idea of what the right value is. Let me give you one more this year. So a lot of the students are new to this tool and resource. So I had them, again, some students who are really into it and cost conscious, good students. So I put them in it. And then when a couple of schools came up, and what's great about it is some of those schools that they may not know about, may not be that name brand, like maybe a Michigan behind me, or that's got that logo that it's in front of everybody, but are great schools. And so it was another one was Lake Forest. So I have a student who's going to Lake Forest. He realized he was the 62,000, that sticker price that scares him initially. Wow, they're only going to pay 12,000. I think his package is actually down to 7, just under 7. And seeing that on TuitionFit gave him the confidence then to apply. And so then through all he has some good options. He ended up going there. And I would say that nudge or that the resource that moved the needle for him was the TuitionFit. So it's such a specific resource that you have here that's really serving our students and our families.
That's great. Thanks for sharing those stories. I love to hear the specifics of how this thing's actually playing out and helping real students find college and be confident that it's the right financial fit. Thanks, Damon. I
Yeah.
appreciate your time.
You're welcome. My pleasure.